Alright, what you see here is a Aloha Breeze ceiling fan. And yes, for those who are wondering, this is the one that's from my grandmother's kitchen. After many years, I finally got it in my possession. So, for those who don't know or who are new to this channel, back in 2013, I did a video of this fan along with the Bahama Hugger in her living room and the Hampton Clarkson that's in her bedroom. And more recently, I installed a white Clarkson in her guest room. But originally, I gave that Clarkson to her to replace this with. But I figured it would be better just to put it in the guest room. That way, we can have another fan installed there, and two, find something else to put in the kitchen. But I also I didn't want to put the Clarkson there when we still didn't replace the light dimmer in the kitchen, which was what this fan has been running on since it was installed back in 2003. It had replaced one of those older lights that you'd see like in kitchens, with those big round bowls in the center. However, it was like a wicker shade on it. It wasn't like a stained glass one. And it's actually, she still has it to this day. It's just down in the basement. But she bought it in 2003. The fan itself is from from December 2001. But the other UO listening said it's from March 2002. And I know this one specifically is a Aloha Breeze brand labeled one. These were also sold under the mainstays label at Walmart, but I remember the box on this one being the exact same one that you see the Aloha Breeze box art for. So that's how I know this one specifically is an Aloha Breeze. But basically the same thing. Sometimes they would sell it under a different name depending on certain stores and such. But this is not a good fan. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. The only reason I even have it is because it's a childhood fan and it's the exact one too. If it was if it wasn't the exact childhood one, I'd still probably try to get one. But since I have the exact childhood one, I don't need to maybe get another one. So yeah. This fan's been there since 2003 up until recently in the summer of 2019. Me and my dad took it down and we replaced it with a Hampton Bay Hugger ceiling fan in brushed nickel, which honestly looks a lot better in the kitchen, even though the kitchen has somewhat of a dated look to it. The Hugger definitely, the Hampton Bay Hugger definitely looks a lot better there. But yeah. Now I didn't see these fans a whole lot as a kid. I mean, well, except this one, but compared to other Walmart fans, well, yeah, I don't think about it. I didn't really see too many Walmart fans out in the wild. It was more so like Hampton Bay fans I'd see, if anything, or Harbor Breeze fans, or just some other random vintage stuff. But there was a timeshare that my dad had up in North Conway, New Hampshire, where I went over a year ago. That had one of these in the downstairs area, and we went back in 2008, and it also had another Walmart fan. It was like the brushed nickel one with the 5-bladed maple blades, 4 lights. There's a video of one of those on YouTube. A really old video. It was like, the quality of a Walmart fan where one of the blades broke. It was that exact model, and then in another bedroom they had a Casablanca 4 Seasons 3 ceiling fan. That was a 42-inch model with a spotlight kit. Now, we went up there recently just to drive by the timeshare. My dad's been thinking about getting another one again. And from what I could see from the other timeshares, a lot of them seem to have had the same installations. I could see some of the other guest bedrooms upstairs that they had 4 Seasons 3s as well. However, in the one that we specifically stayed at, I noticed that they put a ceiling fan in the living room. I'm not sure what it was, but yeah. But something I also noticed though, and it not in the timeshare next to the one we stayed at, the master bedroom downstairs, had like a 6-bladed Hugger ceiling fan, a 30-inch one, instead of one of these. So I found that a bit interesting for such a huge room. But yeah, other places I've seen these at is this specific one. I remember before the Walmart near me, we took down the fan display back in like 2004. They had like the same lineup for like about a year or two, and then like around 2003, literally like around the time my grandmother put this up in her kitchen, they changed some of the lineup up and they actually installed one of these on the display as well. And yeah, then that was the last time I saw one of those, except for this one. But also, actually, no, back in 2011, I went to a Walmart in Florida, and above the photo area, they actually had one of these installed there without the light kit. That was the only other time I've seen one of these in person. But I've seen some people post on the DT Vintage fans, the fan groups and such from way back when and such. So yeah, I'm showing with the bleached oak blades first because that's how it was installed in my grandmother's house. So I think I'd show it like this first since that's how she had it. But, yeah, it's definitely a very flimsy fan, but it's for sentimental reasons I like it. And I actually do like the design to it too. Plus, something I do like about it is it kind of has like a contemporary look for a four-bladed fan with three lights. That's not something you'd really see. So it's like right before like four-bladed fans like these that were four-bladed through like generic fans became phased out until they started bringing them back somewhat recently. But something I've always liked about it. I'll show it to light. And yes, these are the original I'll show it to light, but these are the original pull chains that came with the fan. And yeah, there's the light. Definitely gives off good lighting. Now, the only thing I can't... I'm just going to show off the lighting around me just to give testing on it. Yeah, it definitely gives off good lighting. I mean, I already know how well this fan gives off lighting. I mean, I've seen it so many times, with the lights on so many times as a kid, so... Yeah, but one thing let me shut off the light. Start the fan off on low. Something I'd mention is that I can't really give it a fair test on the high speed, only due to the fact that this fan was used on a dimmer for many years, so I'm not sure if the high speed or all the speeds in general are affected by it. I do know these aren't the fastest fans, but I don't know. It definitely seems to run fine though, despite being used on a dimmer for like 16 years. Though every time my grandmother used it, she would use it with the light on, so that probably saved it from being messed up a lot by the dimmer. So yeah. I do know they actually made a hugger version of this. It's literally the same thing, except it's a hugger version of it. It's funny though, because when it was being used at my grandmother's house with the light on the dimmer, it was making more of a buzzing noise. Right now, it's pretty quiet actually, compared to before. My dad was thinking that it was just the fan being cheap. I mean, it's partially true, but the dimmer definitely made it, even with the light on, it was definitely making it more noisy than it should have been. But, yeah. Definitely has a decent low speed to it, and it's actually moving some air on the low speed, surprisingly. I'll show it the light. But yeah, believe it or not, there actually are some Walmart ceiling fans that are childhood for me, and if I were to find them for very cheap or free, then I'd get it. And since this one was basically free and also it was the exact childhood one, I definitely wanted to get it for myself and not have it get tossed in the trash. But in all honesty, it's not often that you get the exact fan from your childhood, especially one that was a major childhood one like this one is. And as many of them now I was unable to get, so I really am not trying to pass them up like before or miss out on being able to get them. Alright, now for medium. But yeah, it's actually really quiet. I thought it would at least have some, like a motor hum to it, or like a little buzzing noise of some sort. But nothing at all. The buzzing sound that you're hearing though, is like those from the breakers, and then there's the Competi in the background running. just to have some air movement running in the basement when I'm testing fans because it gets really hot over here. So I just need at least something to move some air around a little bit while I have fans off and running them through the low, medium, and high speed. It's not really a fast medium speed. It is pretty slow. It also could have a fan capacitor. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me considering it's a Walmart fan, but I don't remember this fan going that fast ever as a kid. And something that's kind of funny about this one is I actually don't remember the blades ever being straight upwards. I always remember them being droopy like this from day one, to be honest. But yeah, it's really not making any noise. I thought it was going to make at least buzz somewhat. One thing I guess I could say that's good about this is it's definitely more quiet than an Encon ceiling fan at least. So I guess there is one good thing about it. But yeah, I know there's a lot of people going to be like, oh, throw it out or destroy it. Unless the fan, for me, when it comes to like breaking apart a fan or something like that, the fan has to be in really bad shape to the point that it's not even working no more. Basically, like broken blade arms or like broken reverse switches, or like there's a lot of issues with it. This fan is running still. It's in good shape still. Considering it was in the kitchen and not really cleaned that often. And it's also a childhood fan, but again, it's a fan that I like. And basically, yeah, it's a Walmart fan. It's not good quality, but this fan was like literally $20 back then when my grandmother bought this. So you get what you paid for it, basically. So I mean, if you really expected a good fan for something that you won't really pay $20 for new, then you're basically gonna have to raise your standards by paying more for a fan. And I had to move it up to the high speed. And kind of going back to like before Jordan you said on his video of a Littleton that he tested, they are going to be fans that are really cheap quality like this one, but they make them cheap for a reason, for like people who can't afford a higher quality one, or like even like something at Home Depot. Those aren't even the best fans, but they're definitely not as bad as these. Now for people who can't even afford like a $30, $40, $50 fan, they have fans like this, which are not good quality at all. They're not going to cool down the room a lot, but they at least make it more comfortable. And this fan does not have a fast high speed, but I am feeling a decent breeze from it over here. And yes, it is more like a medium speed if anything, but I am feeling a decent breeze from it, in all honesty. And this is a very cheap fan, but it is pushing a decent breeze. Now, if it was really hot, I don't think it would be as comfortable because it is winter time right now, but it is pushing a breeze. Not a lot. I mean, out of all the 52-inch fans I've tested, it's probably the weakest one. Well, that I've tested down here, that is. But it's not as bad as I was thinking it would be air movement wise. But it's definitely not great. But it would definitely at least move some air around. And if you really like a very, very gentle breeze, then this will definitely be good for that. But if you want like an actual good amount of air movement, then this definitely wouldn't be the fan for that case. But it will do its job. I mean, it'll move some air around. It probably won't be the best at moving air around, in all honesty, but it will do its job. Barely. That is not well, but Now, I actually might have went a little bit faster when I was younger, but I'm not too sure. It's been so long since I really, because it never really was used on a high speed that often. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think it might have went a little bit faster when I was younger. Almost as fast as the Bahama. Because that doesn't even go all that fast either, but I definitely do remember this being a little bit faster. But yeah, like again, it's not the best fan, but I mean, they make very economy. They make economy fans like this for a reason, for people who can't afford high quality ones or expensive ones, and or people who are on a very tight budget, which people like basically people who can't really afford like something that's like $70 to $100 or more. They get something like this, which if that's all you can afford, and it's better than having no fan at all. In all honesty, so yeah. And something that's funny is that about this fan is my grandmother didn't really dislike it. It was more my dad because it would hang, the blades would hang a bit low, and he's taller, so yeah. I don't know. It kind of looks like it was faster with the the lights off. All right, now I'll shut it off and just spin down, and I'll shut it on reverse. But yeah, it's definitely a fan I am glad to have in my possession after all this time. I thought it was honestly at first when I thought of having it replayed, I didn't care what happened to it, but considering that there's a lot of childhood fans of mine that I was unable to get in my possession when it was replaced or just acquire in general or save from being tossed in the garbage. I've been trying recently to like try to get as many of the fans from my childhood as possible, and this one I was lucky to get. So, yeah. But I think I have a lot of memories with this fan in the Bahama. Somewhat with the mainstays out in her bedroom, the Littleton knockoff, basically. But I wasn't really allowed to go in that room that much as a kid. It was always a fan that I would always like try to sneak a peek at every time I was there. But I would see this one a lot as a kid, so definitely have a lot of attachment to this one. But I definitely cleaned up a lot better than I thought it would. The white side of blades are they're not perfectly white. They are a tiny bit yellowed still, but it's not surprising. I'm not surprised by that, to be honest. I guess you could call this Walmart's version of the Huntington, I guess, since the blades droop down a bit, but I do like that it's a four-bladed fan. Back when like four-bladed fan was starting to like be phased out a bit. So that is something that I do like about this fan. I know they made these in polished brass. I'm not sure if they made them in antique brass, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. And I think that's it, but I'm not 100% sure. I never seen the brass ones sold at my Walmart when I was a kid. They only had the white one. Well, I only remember seeing the white one. They might have had them in the boxes, but I know for a fact they only had the white version on display. Yeah, again, this fan is very cheap, but the one thing I actually got to give it props for is that it's actually pretty quiet, considering how cheap it is. Where it is other fans that are not nearly as cheap as this one is, that are very noisy. So there is actually something good out of this fan, in all honesty. It's quiet, at least, so... But it's not that powerful. If it went faster and had a bigger motor, it'd probably be a decent performer. But again, it was only like a $20 fan. Actually, no, it was $20. I remember seeing it on the box. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.